Welcome, all my aliens, apes, and zombies. We're getting the sound check going here. We're going to be joining with Jedi Megatron here in a second. We're having some audio issues, so we're going to get that going in there. That video there, song by Six, and the video edited by myself, AP, and also Dr. Doge. And we'll be minting some more of these live songs. If we need them out there in the world, we can bring them out there into the world. And you can see there on the pinned tweet as well. Many things going on in the music video realm. And hats off to Dr. Doge. He'll be joining us back shortly, taking a little bit of a break and just getting back in tune with the family. And also we have a POAP. And we're going to get the secret word just up there so you can claim that at any time. That secret word is going to be bouncing up there. Jedi Metatron, can you hear us at all? If not, you can join us on Spaces. You can talk to us on Spaces there. I'm going to be coming with our co-host, Avery Piper. I want to welcome all my aliens, apes, and zombies. Avery Piper, how are we doing on this Sunday?
Doing great, man. Super excited to chat with Jedi. Hopefully the mic and everything, technical stuff is good. But yeah, super excited. And Sunday feels finally in the city, like consistently warm. So finally able to wear a t-shirt outside and be consistent, hopefully for the rest of the next few months. So super excited to get tan. How are you doing, Six?
I'm doing good, bro. Probably about the same. It's 73 here in Oregon, but you see, I'm still hoodied up. It don't even matter. It don't matter how, well, I mean, I guess if we get over 80, then I'll go ahead and put that t-shirt on. But, I'm just enjoying the Sunday, man. I love Sundays, actually. So I love, getting with y'all. This just finishes my day. Well, it ain't over, but it basically just puts it in a good space.
Yeah, and that's funny you say that because I was going to call you out on that, AP. It's like, oh, it's nice out. And then as you're wearing the hoodie.
I have some AC on, man. You got to have both worlds. I can't just be hot the whole time. Like it gets really, Jedi, you can hear us. Perfect. Yeah, it gets really, it gets, I don't know. It's almost like Florida sometimes in New York when it's super hot and like maybe the word is like muggy or like the word, I don't know what it is. It's like humid. It's really bad, but it's good. It's a change, like I said. So change is good, and I'm always gonna rock the hoodie because I'm a DGen. So that's how it has to be.
We had I want to say definitely a subpar day in the 50s here, and I'm always sporting the Wookiee outfit. Jedi Metatron, you can hear us. I see. You can speak up. We hear you. Feel free to speak at any time. If not, you can join Spaces as well. You can just speak right through Spaces. And with that being said, if you go to Novoverse in Twitter, you can actually view this live, or actually have some people watching right now live, and you're liking and retweeting it. I will do the same. You could retweet the room as well. That'd be great. We can get some people in here. And yeah, we want to get Jedi Metatron here so we can get some questions going around the horn. Dr. Crypto, nice to have you listening in. We do have a POAP. If you want to claim that POAP, it is Jedi Metatron, and you have to spell it exactly how it is in his Twitter handle. And you see that spelled up there right on the Novoverse in these tweets up there. We're trying to get his mic established here because we are multi-streaming in different capacities all over on his Twitter handle. There's multiple Twitter handles that are going on here. And yeah, well, we can ice break it, but I want to see if we can get this mic going. Jedi Metatron, can you speak at all? See if we can get you heard at all, if your mic's working. You can hear us. If not, join us on Spaces, and you can just talk right there on Spaces. Mustafa M, nice. Thank you for following. Thank you for listening and watching. We're trying to get our contact in there, but we can start off with our icebreaker.
I'm totally down. If you want me to kick it off, Nova, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
I have a hot topic.
Let's hear
it. So in 2017, when CryptoPunks were just launching, I think it was June around this time, I'm seeing a lot of posts on the interwebs, on crypto Twitter. Yeah, my thinking goes to then. And at the time, I had no idea what blockchain was. I didn't know anything about crypto. I heard about Bitcoin in 2013 and completely ignored it. I was like in senior year of high school. And then 2017, I was a senior in college and doing just partying. And I was like studying computer science, but I was not at all interested or aware of what CryptoPunks were. So at the time, that's what I was doing. But I'm wondering, everybody in this chat, everybody with us today, I'm wondering, what were you doing when CryptoPunks launched? Obviously, Novo, I know a little bit about your story, but you didn't. I don't think you were part of that original group that claimed right away. But you obviously are an OG that purchased, I think, in 2020. But would love to hear more of that story, and then we can also pass it off, obviously, to everybody else. But would love to hear what everybody was doing at the time in 2017 in June.
June of 2017, crypto related wise, trying to get the right buttons pushed up here because I have your name up. I think I was definitely dabbling in Ethereum. And I knew about the ins and outs of what was going on in Ethereum. And that was kind of, I think, the start of when I was first started like buying Ethereum and like looking into it. So let me see the all time here. I'm looking back at the date right now, back like what the price of it was. No, that was probably well before. That was like $10. No, I definitely wasn't in Ethereum at $10. So I'm gonna reach
that is crazy though to think about. I didn't even realize Ethereum was that low.
I retract awesome. My statement. Yeah, here's the charts right here on Ethereum in 2017. You're looking in June of 2017 is when it started really picking up. Actually, that's actually when I first started getting in on it. Correct. So I retract my retractment because right now June. That's May to June. Let's see. June 13th. It was $400. I got in just before that bump up right there. I think I got in like the beginning of June. It was like $175 when I got in. So right there, May and June time frame, right there. And what it was is I was looking into it as speculative investment because you'd hear more and more about it. And then I started spring softball here on Thursdays, and I stopped drinking and started buying Ethereum, dollar cost averaging into Ethereum. Not because I had a drinking problem at all, just because I just wanted to divert my money elsewhere. So that's where I was at in that time frame right there. And then I saw it play out, and then I saw it go way up. I was like, oh man, $1,200, $1,300, and I sold a bunch of it then. I remember I definitely sold a bunch of it then a year later just to rebuy it when I got my CryptoPunks. I think it was May of 21 or something like that, somewhere in that range. So yeah, over to 6. What were you doing in the time capsule, what were you doing in 20?
Well, crypto related, nothing. I
Same.
actually, one of my friends though, at that time was already deep into it. And so it's somebody else, one of my close brothers who I do music with. And so I remember him just like, coming over and just talking about the spikes and the dips at different times. And he was using all these, crypto related words and different stuff and telling me about it. Like, man, bro, like you got to get into it. And I didn't really have too much of an interest in it until like, well, I guess at that time, now let me answer this question though. At that time, outside of being crypto related, in June of that year, I was with my kids. My kids come visit during the summer. So I was also caregiving, taking care of my dad. So technically that's really what I was doing. I didn't get into crypto and NFTs until I remember when people did the everydays. That's when I first heard about it, and when it caught my attention. And so yeah, that's for me.
Sweet. Yeah, I think none of us, I guess, were. I mean, Novo, it's crazy that you were dabbling though that early. I feel like it wasn't even on my radar. It's like wasn't even an interest, or I didn't see the reason. But just the fact that, and also like I wonder, just like as a side note, Novo, it looked like during that maybe CryptoPunks and a bunch of maybe CryptoKitties at the time, like maybe that's what also caused a little bit of spike in price of Ethereum generally. Because I saw there's a little trend upwards, but that's like kind of the first one, I guess, when people started building projects on Ethereum. But not sure if you like
really spending it on CryptoPunks. I think that was just more of
people buying it just to have it, or like more like speculation because it was getting built on.
Because of Bitcoin, more or less speculation. Bitcoin was doing
just as the classic altcoin.
Yeah, a little pizza Bitcoin. I mean,
yeah.
Jedi Metatron on the bottom. There's that flywheel. You can hear us now. We can't hear you yet, but there's a settings on that flywheel on the right there. At least I can see it on my screen. I'm not sure if you can see it on yours. And in there, you can change the audio settings if you need those audio settings changed. But how about you, Avery Piper? What were you doing in 2017?
Yeah, I was in college. I quite literally had no idea what was going on in crypto world. I was so focused on like what my life was going to be like after college, and like the immediate for me, like, oh, I want to like immediately not live at my folks' house like right after school. And like I think my priority was simply to move out, make some money, and begin a life on my own. But that took a little bit longer than I would have loved to. But what was nice is I had some time to test things. So I worked a bunch of different jobs, and I tried, I really thought maybe I was going to work in the restaurant world, or if I was going to work in like big tech or financial tech specifically, or things like that. So I don't know, a lot of things were on my mind, but after a while I just realized like I got to go at my pace. And yeah, I'm just giving you a whole like therapy speech. But yeah, I think generally it took me some time to realize that I really loved Web3 and loved the space. And I think I grew along with a bunch of other people at the same time when more people started to trust and build on the Ethereum platform specifically. But yeah.
Got some people watching, got some people listening, got the Poe app right there. We're trying to get the reset on the microphone and the headset from Jedi Metatron, and the secret Poe app word is Jedi Metatron. Everything is capitable. Well, everything is capital except for the I in Jedi. So Jedi Metatron, all capitals except for the I in Jedi, and that is also where you can also find his Twitter handle as well. Diving into, going into multiple realms of, there we go. We'll invite him up as a speaker. So what we're doing in the Novoverse is you can watch actually what we're doing live action here. So Jedi Metatron is going to come up and he's going to be speaking through spaces, but you'll be able to see him visually on not only my Twitter handle, but his own Twitter handle, where he is going to be watching live. So feel free to unmute yourself, Jedi Metatron, on spaces. You can speak through there, and I think we'll be able to hear you here. There probably might be an echo, so we might need to mute something or something like that, but we'll figure that out in the next step it comes. So I mean, but that's just like crypto related wise, like
yeah.
that I was teaching. I was, trying to find the next thing because I was always into like stocks and like just trying to find that petty stock that would turn into, the $100 stock and just um, almost like your like a lottery ticket for lack of a better term. So,
Yeah, we can even jump into that real quick too before we chat with Jedi. And I feel like what we could do with Jedi here, business meeting, is be able to like talk about how I met Jedi through you, Novo, and like how you and Jedi met. And I know that I think Six has probably met Jedi even before us. I don't know if through Void. So I would love to chat about that. But I think as a side note, what were you saying right before? Oh, I guess there's this whole big conversation now because Coinbase. I'm not sure how deep you guys have been getting recently on this, but I know it's a topic that has swirled around at least for a year, but more so within the last few weeks because of this Wells notice. And then finally now Coinbase is going to go to court with the SEC. And Coinbase is basically saying that we haven't been given enough. I'm getting some feedback here. We haven't been given enough, or Coinbase says that they have not been given enough feedback around what is a security versus a commodity in the NFT world, or rather in the coin world. Blockchain world. And I wonder what that's going to look like. In my mind, I think that Coinbase certainly has a point. And I think one of the issues, though, is I wonder how they say, for context, Coinbase says that they really rejected a lot of these coins specifically because they were running into the territory of being securities, and securities basically have these like 4 pillars. I forget all of them, but 4 pillars of like what can be defined as a security officially by the SEC. They've said it before, and it specifically has to do with like funding a business or things around that, things that are related to that. So anyways, I wonder how well, basically my point is, I wonder how well Coinbase has analyzed all of these coins. I bet to a really large degree they have analyzed really heavily, but I wonder what that's going to look like to a judge when the judge takes a look. But anyways, also my main point is that this is moving the space forward, but wondering from Six, from you, and from you, Novo, and from you, Jedi, like what your thoughts about this are, whether it's like you just heard about it or it's like more a superficial thing for you, or if you're like concerned about it, or what that's been like for you, or at least what you've seen. Because I saw one video with Brian Armstrong, the CEO, co-founder, and he like basically describes that in a little more detail, but I didn't see the full thing. It's like 45 minutes.
First off, the feedback is your beard on your microphone right there. Every time you're turning, it's from
Sorry.
There, it's all good. The next is one, like just looking at the Ethereum price, like when there's like horrible news like that, and like I don't know, Ethereum really only goes down a little bit. Like it's somewhat promising, like I don't know, like how many times has Bitcoin been banned and Ethereum been banned? Now the SEC is banning it, and granted it's down. People don't like to see it down, but like overall market cap is down too of it all. But like with all of those things being said, like it's not like detrimental. I mean, it hasn't like crushed the hopes of it all. With that, there needs to be some regulation of that, and there needs to be policy with that. And if we're going to drag our feet here in the States, then other countries are going to do their due diligence and fast track it to do what's best for their country's needs. And, right now the U.S. is trying to hold on to everything as best as they can in the sense of they don't want to be stuck in a trade war. And that trade war is based on currency. And the currency, as you see, is inflation. If it goes the wrong way, then like the Bolivian handbags that are all made out of the dollars, you don't want it to go down that route. So there needs to be some clarification there. And maybe at the end of the day, like Coinbase is the one that does set the regulations because they do have the ones that have gone through it with a fine tooth comb outside of just regulators in a sense. Six, what are your thoughts on that?
I would honestly say that I haven't invested enough time or am educated enough on this subject, so I'm gonna go with what you're saying, and I agree.
Bingo, that's right.
I think the main thing that I am taking away is that the fact that Coinbase is doing an amazing job kind of being the face of this push. And I think they're willing, not necessarily to fail in this case, but they really want to be the first to make some type of law that makes sense that other people follow. And I think that just represents their, I think, huge. I mean, obviously it's kind of inconvenient for them if they're the ones being targeted by the SEC, but at the same time, they're for sure claiming market share from the exposure. So I think they have plenty of goods. There's plenty of good that comes with the bad, I think. And I don't think I would be less concerned. And I think the fact that Ethereum went down, whatever, $50, $100 compared to previously going down, whatever, $3,000. I don't think this is a really the biggest deal at the moment, but we'll see what happens because it could take years and years for this to really play out. But anyways, Jedi, I see you're back. Are you able to test your mic?
I can hear me.
I got him on Spaces right now. I can hear you. I can hear you on Spaces. Yes.
I just don't think we can hear him. I can't hear his responses, I think, through this. I'm pretty sure. Unless I can hear your mic, Novo. You're like your direct speaker. But anyways, I think it might be possible.
I can hear him.
You can hear him? Okay.
Yeah.
I have to do it through Space because in the app it didn't work.
All right.
Actually, I can hear him too. So perfect. Amazing. All right. We're in good shape.
We can hear you. Can hear you loud and clear. And you know, I'm just gonna fast track to how we met, and that was actually outside of NFT NYC. And actually, I think I have a picture of that. Oh yeah, it's actually we have multiple pictures, but the picture I have right now is in the Javits Center, and you're actually holding a 2 and 4 original right there. I guess they're all original. So AP, how about you talk about the introduction of how you met him?
Sure.
Just we could bridge the gap into the show here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I met Jedi actually, I think directly through being with you, Novo. Generally, like, I think he mentioned that he was always following you and you guys had chatted previously, I think not face-to-face, but because of Web3 being so close knit, I think you two had mentioned, or at least he mentioned that you guys had talked previously or like had followed the same things or had really like, DMs or directly through Twitter. So yeah, when I ran into him, he was immediately like recognizing you. And then I was able to chat with him about t-shirts and about kind of the things that he was up to and doing, and immediately hit it off. And we were really, I think, on the same wavelength. And they really, I think him and I forget what the gentleman's name is who runs Pablo's LOL, but they were tight and they both like loved the t-shirts. So that was huge for me. It was a really big step, and they both immediately wanted one. And I made sure to get the right size for them and all that. And it was this great experience. But yeah, we met directly at NFT NYC. I think day 3 or day, I think it was day 2. I think this is day 2. This is day 2, I think.
Day 2.
Yeah, but anyways, but that's it. That's for me, Nova. That's how we met.
I mean, another solid community member in the space. That's an active member. Like I always talked about active participation, linking up at the Ferrari dealership, believe it or not, a pizza DAO party. And that just led into just commonalities right on down the line, but without less of me and more with you. Because the POAP is going right now. You have 5 minutes to claim that POAP. The secret word is JEDiMETATRON. Everything is capital letters in that. It's case sensitive except for the I, which is lowercase. And what no better way to bring them up but without. Here you go, Jedi. How you go? Got the mic.
Yeah, we've been kicking it for a while, in the metaverse, in the Decentraland. And then I made sure in NYC NFT. But we've been kicking it for a while.
And that's right. With all the metaverse parties that we've been linking in, and that's in Decentraland. And he would show up to the metaverse parties in Decentraland with wearables and would be pretty much wearing the Novaverse wearables and going around to all the multiple parties. So when we'd have our streaming shows, before this variance 2 or version 2 of the Novaverse, he was there, active participant the entire time. So tell us a little bit about the art. I mean, between the hats and you're sporting the necklace again, tell a little bit about the background and the art that you've been creating as your years as an artist.
Can you repeat again?
Yeah, the years of you being an artist. Tell us a little bit about the background that gives you the influence, that gives you the creative influence.
Oh yeah, I'm a mystical, visionary metaverse artist, and my influence more because I used to live in Alice Gray, so like a visionary painter, a custom, you know. I used to live there for like 3 years, and I was learning different art, different artists come to that place, you know, and share their knowledge, you know, and they do seminar there. So I learned, you know, from different visionary artists.
And now, how has that transformed you into the Web3 space?
I always love gaming, you know. So it clacked together, you know. So I always love like gaming and metaverse and stuff like that.
And that's what we usually have Dr. Doge here with all of that. And Dr. Doge usually brings in that 3D, the VR, the metaverse, multiverse aspect within that, which is all very gameable, even to the point now where he's bringing these NFTs into Unreal Engine 5 platforms and playing them in there. What has been your best metaverse experience as far as pulling in maybe a model or a rigged model into? What do you enjoy playing metaverse wise?
I love the Central Land because of the community, you know. They very active and friendly, you know, and love the Central Land. But I started in Boxel Edix. I started there, and then something in space, and then I jumped into the Central Land and space shoes, you know, different metaverse and exploring, you know, learning.
And one thing that I truly enjoy, I hate to hog all the questions here. I'm just excited to catch up with a friend here. And maybe this will segue into 6, is in Decentraland. You know, a lot of times when we go to these parties, you know, the music is great. If it's, different global metaverse DJs, that come in, that play these shows on a weekly basis, Jedi Metatron, is there a particular party you like more? Is it more of a dance party, or do you prefer more of a talk show, or do you prefer new builds, or it just doesn't matter? You just follow the crowd wherever where they're at.
I like Jack Frost, Meta DJ Buffalo, you know.
The same ones down the list that are keep on keeping it fun. I'll toss in their category 5. Cat 5 is wicked.
They go way back, you know. They go way back.
You're right. OGs from day one. And, 6 has been helping us produce songs in the metaverse. And, just from the Novoverse song to our Decentraland location, to, the song that I'll pin up here today, the song that was on TikTok that I was playing earlier. 6, do you have a question for Jedi Megatron?
Yeah. First, did you do that hat? That hat that you got on is fire.
Oh, that's from Chris Dow. He's a visionary painter. He's from the Galactic Gang. It's like an NFT project that he made, but he's a visionary painter too. And I met him at Alice Gray at Castle, you know. So he made this hat. The website is called Positive Creation. And he sells those hats there. You know, I can send you the link.
Drop it down. Do that. Drop it in that purple pill on the bottom right there. Drop it in so everyone can see that where you got it from, because that is, you're right on. Good catch there. Good catch there, 6. Oh yeah, they thought of it all.
That's hard.
It's an NFT project that he got. So I love the community of them, you know, and they're very active, and he do nice art, you know. So I follow his art from before NFTs, and then he made his project, so I got right in, you know.
For those of you listening, you can watch this live where he's actually showing off the hat, showing off the bill of the hat, the underbill of the hat where it says positive. And if you're listening to this, you can always, if you're listening to this later, you can always tune in to YouTube. You can tune into Jedi Metatron's Twitter handle, where this is actually playing live action. We have live video playing on this right now. Dang, you got more viewers than me. You got 7 viewers. I only got 1 viewer in the Novoverse. So you're popping off here, Jedi Metatron. You got better followers than me. So that's what it is about spreading that love, spreading that community. 6, any other questions for Jedi Metatron?
Yeah, I guess I will go music related. What style of music? This would just be for me to gather some information for what I'll be putting together for this upcoming week. But what style of music do you like, and do you have a favorite hip hop artist?
Yeah, I like all kind of music, you know. But I like like dubstep and different kind of music and music. You say rapper, right? I love JC, Tupac, you know.
Okay.
The old guys, you know.
Hey,
Yes,
if you're calling them old, then you're aging me, my friend. If you're calling them old, then you're aging me, you know?
Yeah, Tupac is OG. You know, now they have new style of music like that track and stuff. You know, but I like the old rap. You know,
The stuff when they sample it from the oldies, you know, like the good, like the Motowns, the oldies, like
and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's really my vibe anyway. That's really what I grew up on. I was born in the 80s, so you know, like I grew up on the Pacs, Biggies, Jay-Z's. Everybody you just named are in my top 10. I'm top 5 actually. It should be in everybody's. But yeah, okay. And so you say you're into dubstep. Yeah, I'm good, Noah.
Now I'm more like spiritual stuff like that. So I like a spiritual hip hop. You know, like Illuminati Congo. He's very active in the NFT community too. You know.
Okay.
Immortal Technique.
That was a good one.
It's another one called Babylon. I don't remember the name, but Spectrum. Another one called Spectrum. Like they rap, but it's like spiritual rap. You know, like astral traveling, dimension, and this, that. You know, opening portal. It's not about like shooting or popping the bottle, making it rain. You know, just talking about like meditating and opening their eye and opening their mind, stuff like that.
Yes, sir. I got you. I know exactly what you on. I love that style of music as well.
Yeah.
Here is Decentraland and meets the IRL, where you have an interactive camera. I saw this earlier, just to go off on a side tangent.
Wow.
So yeah, it does look silly. I don't think he's going. I don't know if he's going home with anything other than an avatar that night. But that's where tech is. That is where tech is trending right now. The funny thing is, I don't know what they're listening to, but they're probably listening to that good old music that we like to listen to. At least that I like to listen to. AP,
good old music, I love it. The good old stuff. Sorry, Nova, what do you say?
Does he got a question here?
Yeah, honestly, I wish, I know Doge is away for a bit, but whenever Doge comes back, we can really dive deep too. But I'm super interested in this new Apple headset, right? It's like super expensive. It looks really cool though. It looks like it integrates, like having a computer on your face. It's like less about gaming. It's more about like the full spectrum of the internet, being able to like access a lot of things, be immersive, like you can like meditate in it. It's crazy. There's a bunch of cool features. No idea if they're actually going to deliver on that. It just looks really cool. The ads look great. But Jedi, I wanted to ask you, like, have you ever dove deep? Have you ever dived? Is that the verb? Dived deep into like VR stuff specifically, like the Meta headset or like anything like that? Like when it comes to metaverse stuff, are you mostly a computer guy, iPad guy? Like, what's your go-to? And also, like, what is your opinion of like the new stuff coming out, like the Apple headset? I'm wondering like what your opinion of that is and what you think the use cases are, or like what you think how it could work for you if you were to get one, or if you do want to get one.
Yeah, I work in VR. You know, I use Gravity Sketch to make like my digital art, and then I pass it to Blender. You know, so I use the computer in the VR. You know, like any tool that you can use to, to make your art, I think it's good,
Man,
Eh,
I had no idea on that. And with that, we're gonna have to link up and get in VR. Like, I'm glad I spoke to you about that because I just pretty much thought you're primarily Decentraland, and if you're doing rigging and you're pulling in from Blender and you're getting those VRM files going, like, yo, you just got to hop in the circle with Doge and everyone else. It's Howie. I mean, it's Gary and Howie does it because dude, it's the same thing. It's just the circle of awesome of people doing it. So yeah, I mean, you're in there. Like for me, like I don't have time for that Apple thing. If they wanted to gift me one and I could play around with it, sure, I'm all about that. Like. But right now, I'm building with my friends. It's where my friends are at, and that's like the same thing. It's like Decentraland. It's fun. Like why the Decentraland platform for me? Because like there's parties and hosts and people you can go around and interact with, change avatars.
exactly, yeah.
And then the same thing in VR headset, or now or like I know where to go. And like it's crazy how like Doge is like one of like the 4 founders of it. Like people like you go in there like, oh yeah, I know this guy. And he's like, no. But like he's like one of the dudes. He's one of the alphas in the space. And I'm just happy to like pal around with him.
And Novo, to that point, I want to pull up.
In the metaverse with him.
You've been in the metaverse with him, yeah? You've seen him in there with his gas mask and all?
Yeah. I see him way back. I used to be in Neon Space too. I used to see him there.
Metapanda, thanks for tuning
way
in.
back.
Metapanda, thanks for tuning in. Up on the top, you can actually watch what we're talking about now. We're tuned in with Jedi Metatron and going over to co-host with Avery Piper. What was your question there, Pud?
Oh yeah, I had a question. I wanted to pull up. I thought that it was in like the meta chat, which currently exists on Instagram, which like basically Mark Zuckerberg has like if you followed him, you can make your own chat. I forget what it's called. It's like the new feature in Instagram. None of us are using Instagram that much anymore, I feel like, but it's a cool like little feature. Generally now, he had a response which was very much to what you said, Novo, just kind of in the meta way. He said, oh, here it is. So I'm gonna share it right here in our chat here. I don't know how to post it on the. I'm sorry about the New York City alarms going off, or the emergency truck hopefully getting to where it needs to go. But he said Apple finally announced their headset. I want to talk about that for a second. Blah blah blah. He says, from what I've seen initially, it's good news. There's no kind of magical solutions to anything that we've previously done. Blah blah blah. He says there are a difference in values. Yes, this is it exactly. There's a difference in values and our vision with both companies. I think his main point was that they're basically like inclusive. It's social. It's fundamental. It's the beginning of that 4th paragraph. More importantly, our vision for the metaverse and presence is fundamentally social. It's about people interacting in new ways and feeling closer in new ways. He basically was saying that the Apple headset looks like it's for you alone. Like it's for you to be on your computer and for you to like be immersed in whatever space you want to, but it's more like a solo trip. Of course, you can like, and this is also something we can get into. They have like a facial recognition thing where it's like they remake your face, because you're not going to have a camera recording you when you're on FaceTime with someone. So you actually scan your face with the headset, and now it's like your digital self, but it's supposed to look like you. If you guys, I'll share the video.
They use an AR filter and they
Yes, they stole your filter thing.
They stole my filter.
No, but it's like a humanoid version. It's not even the CryptoPunk, which sucks. They should have done that. They should have definitely gamified that.
Well, that's the next phase.
It is. But my main point is that I think exactly what you were saying, Novo, just in terms of like the fact that the reason you wouldn't go to the Apple thing is because it's not very social, or it's not really tapped in or linked in. Not everybody has it. It's not like something you feel connected by. I think Meta has done a better job, and his main point is that it's cheaper, and we're going to do a better job at making this thing social. And I feel like that's why probably Doge also loves his headset, and why you also have one, right? So it's like, that's, I think, important. And maybe that's a way that Meta will win. But I guess my main point was that that's pretty aligned with what Mark said, funny enough. Even if it's marketing or like a PR thing for him, I think it still makes sense. So it connected with my brain.
Yeah, I mean, he has to say something with it or against it. And I saw like one of the headlines is like Zuckerberg speaks out about, he didn't say against, about. But, you know, if I can get one of those things and I can walk around and it plugs in my phone, and you know, and I'm walking around and everything's in AR, and my visual experience is enhanced while I'm walking around or possibly driving a car in the future, then yeah, it has a use case for it, and it might be worth it. You know, I mean, it is a clunky thing. I would love to be in VR right now and have host spaces, but I got buttons to push it. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to check messages like to the moon. Thank you, Money Morris. Decentraland. Yep. That's Novoverse. That's 2369 in Decentraland. Michael Jordan 69 in Decentraland. Yep. We try to get those numbers out there. I think it's I don't know if that's still Six's pinned tweet for his song, but it's Novoverse, and there's a whole song based on it. And I want to say, what's up, Chris? Thanks for listening and tuning in. And Money Morris, thanks for watching. And Chris, if you just look up on the above there, you can see the Novoverse, and you can actually watch live action what we're talking about. And we're just, kind of going around into the different VR components, different enhancements to get into the metaverse here with JEDiMETATRON. And JEDiMETATRON.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have a Decentraland location or anything? Do you have any anything you want to shill, or Voxel's location that people can visit or anything?
Yeah, I got a parcel in Decentraland, it's like a apartment, you can go in there and everything. You should get one.
Line it up, man.
In the 92 floor where I show you.
Oh, you have one in the big building there, right?
Yeah.
Man, that was so cool. Again, I hate to say it. I had that idea. I had that idea pitched with the Altmans, actually, the Altman brothers. And we were talking about doing that. They passed on it. They didn't see any value in getting into Decentraland or the metaverse for that factor, but they wanted to stay in their own lane, own avenue. But that was fun. So you have a floor, an apartment in there on the 99th floor, huh?
Yeah, we're next to Biometa, one assistant, Maker NFT, DJ Tracks is up there too on the same floor. There's a lot of nice people in there.
How many floors is it? How many is it out of 100? Are you on the skybox up there?
I think it's almost like 100.
Dang, man, you're up there.
Second floor.
Uh-huh.
In the A side. My door number is 9208.
9208. If you want to check out that build, 9208 in Descent.
In that building, the A side.
Man, that must be a pretty loud floor you're living on with all those neighbors.
Yeah, huh? I want to make it to streaming there too.
Can you have what are they RTML feeds in there?
What's that?
That's the feed that you'd put a screen on. It's a video feed. It's the same video feed, actually, a link that is going currently live into your Twitter handle. So you can go to DI_Metatron, that's at DI_Metatron, or type in JEDiMETATRON, and you can actually watch this live action. Make sure you're following him. You got to make sure you're following for sure. I mean, come on. Crazy if you're not. And you can also retweet the room. You can retweet that in there that's going on right now, which actually I will put up top so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Someone go ahead, take it away while I'm pushing some buttons over here.
Yeah, Jedi, I wanted to ask you a question about kind of like your experience with like merch, and then obviously with VR stuff. I was wondering, like, what's your perspective on like IYK chips, or like I forget what it's is it IYK? Is it I think something like that, right? IYK, IYC, like the chips that you can tap to have like a NFT, or in this case, a lot of the time POAPs. Like, what's your experience? Like, were you at the Adidas event, or what's your thoughts on that kind of, I guess, that practice? Like, do you like that type of stuff? Like, have you had merchandise like that before? And generally, like, what's your opinion on like the Web3 merchandise as a whole at the moment? Like, how could it improve? How could it be better?
Might be frozen.
Yeah, it might be frozen. Okay.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I got you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm into collecting digital wearable and and stuff like that, you know, digital assets.
But I guess my question is more about like what the physical stuff that you have, like for the, if you do, or if you're into it, like the physical merchandise that corresponds maybe with like an NFT or something digital, or like anything that you've gotten at an event, or like anything that you like, because obviously you have that hat, which is amazing. But I was thinking like along those lines, do you have other things that you've enjoyed, like from artists in the space, or things that are connected to the digital world?
I like the shirt that Arab Fight got me in NFT NYC. I think that's like the only physical and digital NFT that I got, you know?
Which one? My shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. All right. Well, I'm hyped to be like the first of. I still have to deliver the NFT. That's happening in like Q4 of this year. Hopefully, like that's the timeline. But dude, that's so nice of you to say. Yeah, I think yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes. It's really it's an exciting project for me, but I'm really hyped that you said that. It's very nice of you. I feel like there should be more people doing it. Like I would buy more physical merch if people made it with like, you know, some digital corresponding thing. I mean, a lot of there were some events. Novo, you could speak to this too, and Six probably as well. Like there were some events that we've been to that have that capability, but not most. Most didn't have that during these IYK chips, I guess, or like the cards for like your digital. What do you call it? Like what's the card that you used to give people? Whatever, my card, having a card that like has
your IYK card, pull-up card. It was funny because when we played softball on Thursday, Concept came. He was in from Chicago. He lives down in Louisville, and he was talking a big game about. Give me a chance. Let me swing that bat. Give me a chance. Just want to say hi to Trip God. Thanks for listening. Ian, thanks for listening. Good seeing you there as well. Corey, good listening. Thanks for tuning in. But he had the IYK card, and all of a sudden, you play 10 per 10. People are like, what do you got there? I'm like, you guys just want one of these, and they just tapped it to the phone, and he onboarded nine softball players.
Wow,
like, you know,
that easily too,
with some dope art. And they're like, I bet no one else has this. I'm like, probably not in the world, but that's what it is and that's a physical card. Now that'd be cool if that was like on our jerseys. So then like when you're shaking hands at the end, instead of like changing jerseys like they do in soccer, you know, you just tap it with someone's phone, and then all of a sudden they can have their digital jersey, or you played that team, or you got your butt by this person in street ball, this area.
Yeah. No, so but we need to onboard the first athlete in the NFL, NHL, NBA, MLB. One of those athletes needs to have an IYK chip in their shirt, and we just make them sew it in, and that's the first of, and then they have the POAP, and that starts the whole, like I feel like we can source the entire, like, whatever, professional sports leagues and the MLS as well, professional sports league, just have one person do it. And then, of course, everybody on their team is going to be like, I need that, because instead of them signing things now, you don't need a pen anymore. You just put the phone to it and bada boom.
Yo, we got to find some like bench rider, you know,
yes,
find some like total bench rider, like, because then, you know why? Because everyone on this team is like, yo, that's awesome. Like now I don't got to sign nothing. Like who'd you
exactly
find?
It saves you time.
Yeah.
And you could imagine like even the light benefits that could come from that. Like, all right, everybody who has my POAP, I'm doing like a Q&A in 30 minutes.
Let's get a meetup. Let's get a hold of NBA Apes and Chris B from NBA Apes.
Let's do it. I'm so down. That'd be so much fun, man.
Meeting right there. Dr. Crypto, I hope you're listening to this live business meeting right now. IYK chips in jerseys, so they can do the jersey trade with everyone. We do have a link in with Chris B. He's NBA Apes, NBAPES. He has a link in. I think he's up in Vancouver, but he knows the whole West Coast, and has links in with the stadium too. So yes, I'll track that down. I'll put that in a tracker, and we'll get that moving forward. Sorry to totally sidetrack on that question, AP, but I don't know. It gets me excited. How about Six? How about you with physical apparel? Because you know, you do a lot of, well, I guess now there are NFTs that you're putting on like denim and stuff that I've seen, and physical, other canvases as well.
Cool. Yeah, I want to get into having the NFC chip too, you know, and I remember me and you have talked briefly about having where maybe a video or some type of music that I do can be, you know, connected to that, to where they, you know, scan the phone. I also seen some AR stuff recently. A lot of people doing the art that's on the back of the hoodie. You know, you go up to it, scan the hoodie, and then it all pops out and does all this interesting. Like, man, I just think the experience of everything is just becoming so much more greater and like fun and, you know, just interesting for people. And that's really what I want to do. I want to be able to incorporate. It actually gives me the outlet to incorporate the things that I do. So doing music and connecting that with something that I did on a physical shirt or a hoodie or whatnot, but being able to connect the two, put that on the hoodie, and then you know, people can be able to. I think it spread the word a lot easier too about a product or whatever it is that, you know, someone may have. So yeah, I really want to get into that, man. I've been just trying to cook it up a little bit, putting some NFTs and different characters that I create on there. And then I also plan on taking some of those characters that may not be NFTs, but turning them into NFTs, you know, and go that route.
Man,
That's
it's all it
amazing.
takes.
Can I ask you really quick, Six? Like when you say characters, are these literally like characters you've made up for the music world, or like alter egos? You know, like MF Doom had like a lot of alter egos that he would like battle himself. Like he would be like I forget what that, like vaudevillain. There was like a couple that he had specifically, like there's a bunch, King Ghidra or whatever. It's like the amazing characters that he would have like battling himself. But do you have stuff like that? I'm about to cough, but yeah.
Not specifically. I do know exactly what you're talking about, and that actually kind of gives me some ideas of things I could do. But really, I just create a lot of different random characters. Like they don't have any. I don't know. Sometimes, like I've made a collection of just like monster-looking type characters. Maybe I make 12 to 15 of them, and then I just move on to something different. So I kind of feel like at different times when ideas and inspiration comes up, then I figure out like, oh, this could be for that. Like I don't always have the specific idea, like this is for, you know, something specifically at the time. But
Got
yeah.
it. So there's no like sometimes it's like a shell. It's like the thing is ready for something, but it's not like the personality is already built. Like
Right. I
10
don't
years
know
down the line.
exactly. I don't know exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like going with the flow and just how the universe is that I've done that with music too. I may have a beat that I made 2 months ago or even a year ago, and I just save it and keep it in there because um I haven't been inspired to work on that, or somebody else haven't wanted it. But I never know. Like I may be in Chicago with Noble, and then we end up connecting with somebody, and then it's just like everything aligns, and it's like, oh, that beat is the perfect, you know. And then that's how I am with the characters and stuff. So I just go with the flow.
I'm so bad at that. I feel like I am the worst about, like, if I make something right now, I want to use it, and if I don't, I just toss it out and I don't use it ever again. And it's like it's very wasteful. I think maybe it's part of my personality too. Is like I feel like I'm always on to the next thing, and it's like I can never, even if I could imagine myself writing, let's say like even in a diary or something. Let's say I did one every day. I don't do this, but like just even having to look back a day before makes me cringe in my head, and like I just need to get over myself. But like Jedi, Novo, how do you guys feel about that type of thing? Like, I feel like that's such like a growth thing that comes with you also like trusting who you were, or like trusting the things that previously happened. It's like, for me, I have a hard time, and it's maybe just like insecurity. But Novo, Jedi, what do you guys feel about like pulling things from the past to use them, even if you haven't touched them in months, years, days?
Jedi, go ahead.
The thing with me, I always try to be in the now, you know. So something that passed 5 minutes ago, it's already, you know, in the past. I always in the present moment, you know. I try to stay in the present moment, you know. So it's hard for me to answer that question for you.
Yeah, that's deep.
I like to repurpose things, but like I need to do everything now. Sometimes it doesn't get done to the best polished ability, but I feel, I don't know, like it just needs to get done. But then I'll go back and repurpose it and maybe reuse it later. And it's almost perfect in the context of this Web3 world, where I'll be able to quick go back and, find a quick picture of Jedi Metatron, holding your t-shirt, and know where that is, and being able to pull that up out of a book note, out of my Twitter. So like being able to repurpose stuff, but then that's also like rehashing memories. And that goes back into fashion. Like when I put this Wookiee suit, yeah, I guess, that it does put me kind of in that mindset. That is my business suit. When I listen to a song, it does bring me back to a memory. When I hear one of Six's anthem about the Novoverse, like it's instantly like thinking of being with Doge and, Jedi Metatron and, all my friends in the Novoverse. So it all relates back, to that contrast of what a memory is. And I think building those memories is being able to use content and have that content stored like people do on Instagram, sharing pictures with family members, what people do in YouTube, TikTok, just show expression of dance or clothing or flamboyancy or whatever it may be. It almost goes back to like the Oakley's skier who had the huge, like 4-foot mohawk back in the early 90s. And everyone always thought that guy was crazy. He's like, no, he was just a really good school skier with a mohawk. And you didn't see that on the slope. So that got him a lot of pictures and a lot of covers of magazines. And hey, guess what I'm trying to do with my CryptoPunk people? Same thing, like,
yeah, man.
So like, it's the style that, Jedi Metatron has with the necklace. I want to talk about that necklace, my friend. What is that? Is that something you put on every day? Is that like looks like hard work that keeps you reminding things? What give us a little background on that?
Yeah, it's a pre-Hispanic. You can hear me. Yeah, it's a pre-Hispanic necklace from Mexico. Like J. It's a J. And it's one of the Maya and the Aztec used to wear back in the day before Columbus. It's a very old piece. Because I have different necklaces,
Because I see it in the same. You got the same.
Oh yes.
Same one in the photo here in New York as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have different ones, but I love this piece here. I put NFC.
Oh no way! You put the card in there? Or you put the chip in there?
Yeah, because I feel like it's a unique piece, So I wanted to make it like a NFT in the blockchain, So I put behind the thing the NFC chip.
It's awesome.
I can scan it.
What comes up? Is it like a POAP? What do you have, or just like a link?
In OpenSea.
Your OpenSea comes up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
And that's what we're talking about. It's your walking storefront right there. It's a Dr. Crypto walking storefront. We've talked about it before. And we're in here. I mean, it's a walking storefront where you can walk around, not only give your information out with a POAP or a IYK chip, but like your physical jewelry, your physical art. Are you wearing, is that like an artifact?
Huh?
Is that an artifact? Like, is that an artifact?
Artifact, yeah, it's an artifact. I like to collect different stuff, and more like from the Amazon, from Peru, from different like culture and native people. I like to collect the handmade stuff. From Mexico, Peru, India. From all over the world. Look at this. This is a hoodie.
A little bit closer to the camera so we can get the coloration on it.
It's blending. Got to move it. Yeah, it looks like your hat a little bit. No.
Yeah, it's a hoodie. You see, it's handmade from Peru.
Wow.
And it's only one of this. It's not 2 or 5 or 3. They made this one. The people try from Peru, the Amazon.
Wow.
So I wanted to make help these people, to make like the physical art as NFT, because it's only one. It's unique. They can make pants, they can make hoodies and stuff like that. So like my mission is, I have a project, but I still haven't made it because I want to learn more, But my mission is to preserve the culture of the indigenous people, in the metaverse, because it's gonna pass by. For time pass, these people gonna extinct. But if we put it in the metaverse, they're gonna stay forever there. The memory of them, what they used to eat, their culture, what they used to practice. So that's like my mission is to preserve the indigenous people, and like the Amazon tribe and the indigenous tribes from the United States to preserve their culture, in the metaverse.
Wow.
I'm going to piggyback right here. I was a judge for the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, and the winner got $5,000, not from me, but the school was giving $5,000 to a student who presented the best NFT project, and it was myself. It was the head. I guess I could talk about this publicly. It was the head of Dapper Labs sports partnerships. It was two other NFT artists as well. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but the person who won was someone who would go out to these historical, cultural areas, LiDAR scan it, preserve it, and he's trying to bring it into the metaverse, exactly like what you're saying here, because due to maybe geopolitical conflict, maybe due to environmental hazards, poachers, whatever, people might just destroy that stuff, or it might just disintegrate through time. So how you preserve it now could be saved in the metaverse and be a pretty cool exhibit too as well. So Jedi Metatron, I'm going to dig up that email of the it was actually a group of people who won and get you guys connected, because it is a common cause, and I think that'd be very cool. And priorly, we spoke with the Mayan Spirit. Was it just the Mayan Spirit NFT? Mayan Spirit, and they were in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. Am I correct on this, fellas? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, helping the indigenous female members that live there, and giving NFT profits, because I think it's a nonprofit that he's sporting to to nonprofits in that region of the world. So lots of overlap, lots of assimilation, and those are just emails and touches away. And that's what it is, being an active member in the community right there. Jedi Metatron. And I guess with that, how about the name? Where'd you get the name from? Because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I have all G1 Transformers, including Megatron, which is a pistol, and it's a rare one because it actually looked like a real gun. It was a banned toy, because it looks like a PP7 or a Luther. No, PP7's 007, like a Russian Luther or a German Luther. But enough of me talking. Jedi Megatron, how did you come across the name?
In Cosm, they put me Jedi because I used to stay up all night, and meditating, and when people call my name, I just appear out of nowhere, so they just put me like Jedi, like Star Wars, and I love Metatron. It's a higher angel, of the Kabbalah, Metatron angel. So I put Jedi like Star Wars, my Metatron is the angel.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a great background too. That's cool that people called you that. I didn't have any cool nicknames in high school or middle school. They just called me AP at my last job because the other person who worked there was named Avery, so everybody started calling me AP instead. So that became my nickname, not of choice, but of.
I called you AP because I got you mixed up with the other A.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody decided to do that. It's great, but. It's nice that you got to kind of morph your name. That's cool. That's a good backstory. I feel like you probably have a lot more stories you weren't able to get into now, but it's cool to hear. I think one thing I was thinking about, just in relevance to you wearing the necklace, Jedi, is I was thinking about how, in 1,000 years from now, when people look at CryptoPunks, I'm guessing that not everybody's going to be wearing the same things that CryptoPunks were wearing. It's CryptoPunks have the mask, they have a headband, they have a cigar, or not a cigar, they have a pipe, a cigarette. There's a bunch of these traits, right? And these traits are kind of common to the daily, average, I guess in this case, maybe American, maybe, worldwide person. The average person has some of these things that are traits. I'm wondering in 1,000 years, what are those traits going to actually look like? Like, what would a CryptoPunk look like in 1,000 years when people maybe are wearing different things? Or like, everybody's wearing a clown nose physically for some reason now. Maybe the clown nose becomes like a projection. Everybody has a clown nose that's like a little headset, but it's like super small, and you wear it on your nose.
Because I'm the new Walt Disney. This is the new Mickey Mouse, and everyone wants clown nose thinks guys. That's why.
That's what I'm saying. But anyways, all I'm saying is that like the way that the same way that you are
start with that
preserving
question.
history.
AP, you start with that question. I love that question. What is the 1,000-year attribute for a CryptoPunk? Give us one. Go for it.
Me, I think for sure. What's funny is, VR glasses are an attribute, right? In CryptoPunks. Like they knew that was coming. That already kind of existed, but it's crazy the things. And if you even, I was bugging out the other day. If you really think about the fact that they put a surgical mask before COVID, really obviously surgical masks were popular in some parts of the world, especially just to keep sanitary, but also obviously in the medical world. But the fact that they became so prominent, especially in the US because of COVID, like that was almost like a prediction unto itself about the popularity of that, like the use of the masks. And now, if I saw people back in the day on the streets, I would freak out if everybody was wearing a mask and be like, what's going on? But it really became normalized. So anyways, I forget where you're going over. Yeah, the trait, maybe a trait in the future. If I really have to think about it, a trait might be, I'm just thinking about VR. I'm thinking about something small, this whole thing about like how VR headsets are going to get so small. It's just going to be glasses one day. It's just literally going to be like a Google Glass.
They'll be your contacts.
Maybe it's going to be a traitless world. Maybe we're all just going to end up looking exactly the same.
Crazy.
Literally, we're going to be the same because the world is we're all becoming one race, like over time. That's kind of like what everybody's going to begin to look exactly the same.
We're going to look like aliens. Dude, we're going to look
1,000 years, a million years. Yeah, exactly. No, but everybody's going to be an alien zombie. But I don't know. I'm talking for a long time. But the whole idea of us being like, the singularity, all of us becoming like really all the same together. We are all one at the moment, but really becoming all looking, feeling, experiencing the same way. That's kind of the where I'm getting at. I guess we're going to be traitless. What about you, Six? What do you think? What's your trait of the future?
I was thinking before you said it, I was thinking the VR headset, but then at the same time, we're already there. Like we're literally already where, like you're saying, it looks like this. So that would be more of the time. I got my little Frenchie over here snoring. But,
that's awesome.
Yeah, but man, I don't know. I would if they would have had like a chip or something. I mean, I definitely think it's gonna be something small. It's not that they don't got a third eye. Or
what about like in WALL-E? Like in the movie WALL-E, where everybody's like on the chair that just like zooms you. Like it's like you're no longer walking. It's just like literally a hoverboard that you like live on and like you can watch TV on and stuff. I wonder if that'll be a trait. Nova, what do you think?
I think the trait in 1,000 years, someone's gonna come across Jedi Metatron's necklace. And they're going to like pick it up and then discover on the backside of it, there's an IYK chip on it. And they're going to have to find the old technology and probably go to like an old Smithsonian to get an old cell phone to actually see what it is. And that URL will probably still be living if, computers are still around, but this is all futuristic. So the attributes that is going to be there is going to be Jedi Metatron's necklace. I love it. Jedi, you're up. You can talk. I invited you to co-host. I don't know if you could do that or not, or speak. Oh, does your mic work? Let's see. I know your phone was dying on batteries. See if I can get you up here. Let's see if I can just get you as a speaker. Edge as a speaker. Does that work? All right. Let the internet do its thing over there so you can come up on speak.
last point, Novo, I was thinking about while Jedi jumps on. With the I think I even heard Gary.
Yeah, we can hear you, Meta.
Oh, perfect. He's back.
Okay, sorry, I lost connection.
No problem, my friend. We are asking a final question, and that question is, what would be that attribute that would be around, that CryptoPunk attribute around in 1,000 years? And I said mine would almost be like the choker, but it would be a necklace, and it would be your necklace that would have, the technology behind it that would actually uncover. It'd be almost like uncovering like what's behind the Mona Lisa in a thriller movie type of.
Exactly, it's gonna be like the Egyptian pyramid, all those artifacts now. Maybe all those stuff gonna be in a digital museum. Who know?
That's right. And that's where we want it to. That's where it's gonna have to live, and that's where all these metaverses are lived and linked together. It's like an ecosystem because I mean they are all branched together and they're all gonna morph into one. Just like AP you were talking about prior is just we're all morphing into one, just like an alien, ape, and zombie would be. Just like we morph these shows into one. You can see up there on the top, we are bringing live video aspects of it. You can check out TikTok, you can check out YouTube, you can check out Twitch, you can check out Instagram, where myself, Dr. Doge, Six, Avery Piper all have these things concentrated and also broken down into recaps so you can see what we're talking about and the fun and the space that we're having with our friends. We're going to wind it down here. AP, anything else to say? Any other questions, thoughts, concerns, or ideas?
No, I mean, yes, of course. I have millions. I have unlimited. But no, for the time, I think I'm super happy. And I also wanted to thank you and Six, especially that video. I literally did not even see the TikTok video yet. It looked amazing. Thank you for doing that. And obviously, the music was amazing too. It makes me really excited to be able to use that and like have that in my back pocket at all times to show people. Like, means a lot to me. So thank you, fellas, for making that possible. It's really nice of you. And yeah, excited to be making more stuff. Yeah. And it's great to have Jedi on. Jedi's the man. And like we said, I honestly feel like there's a lot of stuff Jedi hasn't spoken about yet that I want to hear about, like about the types of stuff he does. So I know we'll have him back on. And yeah, I'll hand the mic to Six or whoever else wants to, kick off the rest of the or finish the night, I guess.
Yeah, thank you, Jedi, for joining us. Definitely appreciate you. I appreciate you. I know we talked about maybe a week ago or whatnot. You part of the Void Army, part of the fam.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I know we like you said, we get you back on here and be able to share some more deeper information. But thank you, bro, and have a good day. Or night, whichever it is for you.
You should get into streaming into the metaverse, your music,
Yes, sir.
That's what we're bringing. We're bringing that streaming metaverse sound from Six in there. If you check our pinned tweets, we have those songs in there. We're going to be getting, a little a little teaser for, Jedi Metatron going ourselves. So take it away, Jedi Metatron. Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I wanted to share with you what got me into the metaverse,
Let's do it.
Before, I used to tell people like I always felt like life is like a video game, like the metaverse, but in real life. I used to tell people about it, people thought I was like losing my mind. So I just started like playing games, with my avatar and recording myself, in the metaverse, and I used to put like a music and like a video talking about life and different things like that. But it was that, like I always felt like life is like the real metaverse, like right here, right now, like life is a video game. In India they call it Maya, the light game, the game of life, In the Buddhism they call it Samsara, But I always felt like life is like a metaverse, like a computer simulation type of thing.
We are living in the simulation. We're living in the simulation together. I'm looking at your TikTok video at Jedi Metatron, where you're actually, live building with your VR headset on, with, your hand painting devices as well. and just keep building, because you keep on building cool things. But not only that, you're just a good dude. And, thanks for, looking out for me out in New York, which I believe is your hometown and home area, and the nice friends that you also hung out with, that you introduced me to when we were there. You could have probably done anything, but you chose to hang out with me, and you actually enhanced the awesome time I was having out there. And it's just kind of crazy. You can just level up things with just people you meet and see in the space. And you're someone who definitely levels things up, including people around you. And I saw how much joy you brought to other people around you, just being there. And man, I'm actually getting kind of addicted to your TikTok videos here.
These are great.
Oh, yeah, these are
Like
really
dollars, they're great.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, dope.
That's my friend C. See? I know her for a long time, and I didn't know that she's in the metaverse and in that pizza event. I got to meet her again, like maybe like 5 years. I don't see her.
Yo.
And I was like, Giselle, like, they into the metaverse too? I'm like, oh man, even her husband too. He's a programmer of the Central End.
Wow.
And he made for Miguel Amargo a box, the one that's for the skateboard. He made the work for him and everything,
Really?
And I didn't know that they into the metaverse. I know her for a long time from Cosm, the old Cosm.
Yeah.
Great visionary painter. He used to work for him too a long time ago in the city, in Chelsea. And yeah, they into the Central End. They've been for a long time there. They got C. The land of them called C in the Central End.
Bring them in, bring them in, bring them in. Keep bringing them in. You know what?
It would be good to have them in the episode.
What we got to do is you got to file drop some of these images to us, and we can just turn these into the music video. We can just take Six's music ability, and we can just take.
That would be nice having a video,
yeah. If you got any of your VR stuff saved, any of your 3D imagery saved, we can drop it in there. If you have any like favorite dance moves like you have here, you can save those. If you don't have them saved, I believe if you go into more in Twitter and you go to Creator Studio, I believe it saves all your videos in there. So you can download all your videos from there. And maybe we just get a file drop and we could just, I think that's the best way to make a video for you. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'll send you some videos. And pick the one that you want to put in the video, That'll be good.
We'll do that. I'll be happy to spend some time collabing because you make some cool stuff. And
another thing, it's a guy called Cowboy in the Central End that he opening a physical space in New York, and he having like a bus, like he gonna drive and he gonna stream in the metaverse, the event in the bus and the club. And my friend Biometa have a physical place too here in Manhattan. That he's streaming to the metaverse too and make different events like physical events and streaming in the metaverse. So that's something I'm getting into too now, like recording like live different events and streaming in the metaverse.
Well, that's what we got to get Six on. I mean, we're about to 7 songs that Six has created. So I mean, we could be streaming live in the metaverse anytime. Give us the opportunity, and we also have the Novoverse that we can be streaming your guys' physical concerts. We could be streaming live in multiverses. Having it we can be having it in your room on the 99th floor. We can having it in the Novoverse, and we can be having it on that platform. Let's link in, let's link in for sure on this. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I want to go to different like physical places, like club and different things like that. And if they want to stream in the metaverse, I have like I tell them like, listen, if y'all want to stream in, let me know, and we can stream in the metaverse.
Oh, and Stoney's the DJ. Is Stoney the DJ of it?
Yeah, different DJ, different like places in New York City, like physical places that people can watch and see in the metaverse. I'm going and talking to them,
Man, that's pretty cool.
Another thing too, I want to do, like, I want to make like a healing instrument, like not only like party music, but like only like healing sounds and singing bowl a meditation circle, and people see in the metaverse and they can like meditate and like some healing and stuff like that.
So
Maybe we should submit a song to it. You can. I just retweeted it on my Twitter handle. If you're an artist or DJ and want to be a part of the 2024 Beast College Tour, mint an NFT tomorrow. So we can. Might be an idea there. Might be an idea. Jedi Metatron, I appreciate the time. I appreciate the vibes. Yeah, man, you're pretty cool, calm, and patient without having a working mic for the first couple minutes. But nobody knew the difference. You figured it out, man. So mad props to you, and thanks for the content. From my co-hosts here, Avery Piper, and also I Am Six. I want to give a big virtual hug to Dr. Doge. It wasn't public last week when we were streaming, but stay close to those loved ones, because one thing with love is love doesn't last forever, because sometimes things part due to whatever's happening with life. So just stay positive and love life. Peace. Love you, Dr. Doge.
Blessing. Thank you for everything, man. Blessing.
Right back at you.
Peace, Jedi.